Aizen Sōsuke is one of the most iconic villains in anime. Calm, brilliant, manipulative, and nearly godlike. But for all his presence, Bleach never actually tells us why he became that way. We know his philosophy, that the Soul King is a corpse, the world is a lie, and that power determines truth. But what made him that cold, that confident, that obsessed with transcending Shinigami and hollow limits? Now that Thousand-Year Blood War is being adapted in full, and Cour 4 will close the anime, the question resurfaces. Should Tite Kubo finally give Aizen a real backstory? Or is the mystery what makes him timeless? Argument: yes, Aizen deserves a backstory. He's too important to stay a mystery. Aizen isn't a side villain. He's the defining antagonist of Bleach. We've gotten tragic backstories for far less relevant characters, Ulquiorra, Gin, but Aizen, the man who almost became a god, is still an enigma. A backstory could add philosophical weight. What if Aizen once believed in the Soul Society before discovering the truth about the Soul King? Showing his disillusionment would make his rebellion against heaven tragic instead of purely arrogant. We could finally see why he sought freedom from the chair of heaven. It would recontextualize his actions. Was Aizen born cruel, or did he see something that broke his faith? Maybe he witnessed the Soul King's creation, or lost someone to Soul Society's hypocrisy. A backstory could turn him from evil mastermind into philosopher rebel. The TYBW tone supports it. TYBW already redefines power and fate. Giving Aizen's perspective before the end would make the finale more emotionally satisfying, especially if he plays a key role in Yuak's downfall. Counter-argument: no, Aizen doesn't need a backstory. His mystery is his power. For a lot of fans, Aizen doesn't need a past. His mystery is his identity. He's the kind of character who doesn't come from anywhere. He exists as an idea. He's knowledge personified, control incarnate. We're not supposed to understand him. We're supposed to be in awe of him. Aizen's entire appeal is that he knows more than everyone else. Once you explain him, you risk making him smaller, another tragic genius instead of an unreachable god. Less divine, more ordinary. Bleach isn't about explaining everything. Kubo's storytelling thrives on ambiguity. He prefers aesthetic philosophy, saying more with tone than exposition. Over-explaining Aizen could kill the mystique that defines Bleach's identity. We already know enough. His ideology is his backstory. He saw the world's structure, found it unacceptable, and chose to transcend it. Anything more might feel unnecessary or tacked on for fan service. Kubo's style avoids flashbacks for the perfect characters. Unohana, Yamamoto, and Aizen embody ideals, not sympathy. Their role isn't to be understood. It's to challenge the reader. A short symbolic flashback could elevate Aizen without ruining him. Maybe we don't need to see his full past, just a single scene. A younger Aizen standing in front of the Soul King's crystalline body, realizing the system is built on lies. One glimpse could explain everything without dismantling the mystery. Aizen doesn't need a tragic origin. He needs context, not pity, understanding. And that brings us to the heart of the question. Would giving Aizen a backstory make him more complete or less divine? Would it deepen his philosophy or ruin the mystery that makes him eternal? Is he a man who became a god, or a god who never needed to explain himself? Was he born a villain, or created by a broken world? I, for one, believe Kubo should give us a view of certain events, like how Aizen found out how the Soul King was a corpse. But in regards of a backstory like the usual shonen backstory where someone close to them dies and the character turns evil, that generic is overused by now and just would have made Aizen sound like the ordinary shonen villain, and we all know he's way different than that. So, should Kubo finally peel back the curtain on the man who defied gods? Or is Aizen's mystery exactly what keeps him divine? Let me know in the comments.